Well, they like to play in transition. We do a lot of pressing and trapping, and we ultimately want to turn teams over, but they get out in transition and they're heading downhill pretty much every possession. So that's something we definitely got to get back out of our press and play good half-court defense.
Gary? Okay.
Like them to do? Don't you want to play the same way that they're wanting to play too?
Yeah, we want to speed the game up, but they excel in transition. So knowing that we want to speed the game up, we still have to get back and play great defense because they're always going to be attacking the rim.
Gary, would you respond, please?
I feel like he said exactly what we want him to do. At the same time, I feel like they're a scrappy team. They're a team that like to ISO a lot, and they also want to run the court. I mean, we want them to play fast, but at the same time, we want to be able to control the game. So we got to make sure that don't happen at the game.
Okay, we'll go to Bill out here on our right.
Bill Rabinowitz, the Columbus Dispatch. Juwan, how's your health?
I've practiced for the last 3 days with no limitations and no restrictions, so I'm feeling good.
Other questions? Here's one in the middle.
Hi, Rob Rossi, Pittsburgh Tribune-Review. I was wondering, when Bob talks to you guys to try to prepare you for moments like the one you're going to face tomorrow, what type of storyteller is he in terms of going back to some of his experience with other players, and how much do you actually take from those into games, and have you ever really recognized when it's helped?
Well, we've pretty much been programmed from day one, to play a certain way, and that's as hard as we can, and, that's what we've been doing all year, and that's why we're sitting in the seats that we're sitting in now. But, he talks to us a lot about that Final Four team and the things they did to prepare for the tournament and how they took it one day at a time and one game at a time. So, we just kind of want to do the same thing. He tells us a lot about how we need to prepare for the game and some things that we need to know about Buffalo. So, we just try to pay attention, soak everything in, and go out there and play as hard as we can.
Yeah, he definitely got a lot of stories to tell us. I mean, he's been in the game for more than 30 years, so he tries really hard to fire up before the games, even at practice. But he do an amazing job at that. But at the same time, we know how much this means to us, so we come and play as hard as we can.
Okay, here's a question on our right.
Marla Ridenauer from the Akron Beacon Journal. The fact that Coach Huggins, I think this is his 21st NCAA appearance, do you guys consider that almost an advantage, just that he's got so much tournament experience and probably seen it all?
Definitely. He's been here, like you said, 21 times, and he knows what he's talking about. I've personally never been. This is my first time, so, that's all I have to go off of. And, he's a great coach. He prepares us well, and as long as we listen to him, we always seem to be in good position. So, that's what we just want to continue to do.
Okay, right here in the middle.
John, what do you do when you are in big games, or to stay in the moment, to stay composed, not try to let the situation overcome you so that you can play?
Well, I've played a lot of basketball, up until this point, AAU, high school. I've played college basketball, so, I've had a lot of experience. I've played overseas, I've done a lot. So I just try to count on all those experiences to help me, and I just try to tell myself that it may be a big game, but it's just another game. So, that kind of helps me settle down.
Again, we'll go on our right.
David Jablonski, Dayton Daily News. Juwan, how excited were you to get a chance to play back in Ohio, close to home in Dayton? What kind of support from friends and family do you expect here this week?
It's a special feeling, just to be playing in my first tournament game. It's my last season, and I get to do it in my home state. So, that feels amazing. I have a lot of family and friends coming. I actually feel kind of bad because I had to tell some people they had to buy their own tickets. But it's just a great feeling, and, I've definitely been feeling the love from everybody that I know in Ohio.
On our left here.
Yeah. Greg Hunter, Blue and Gold News. Juwan and Gary, for both of you, when you originally got hurt, it had to go through your mind that you wouldn't be able to play today or tomorrow. What went through your mind? What were your emotions at that point?
Gary?
Well, it was very sad when we both know that we were hurt and the kind of injury that we had, but at the same time, I feel like we both believe in God and we have faith, and we knew that we worked so hard this summer to end up like that. It was not going to happen. So we did our best day by day, working out with our trainer, getting better, and until this day, thank God we are able to play. I mean, it's his first time playing. It's gonna be my second time playing, so it's our senior year. We are his place, so we couldn't ask for anything better than that.
Juwan?
And Gary, you said it best. You know, at first the news was, you know, kind of devastating, just because, you know, this is exactly what you want to come back to school for. But like he said, you know, we both have faith in God, and, you know, talking with my parents a lot and just keeping the faith, just knowing that he wouldn't have brought us this far, you know, to forsake us. So, you know, just staying strong in my belief and doing everything they asked me to do in the training room. And, you know, I'm just glad and, you know, blessed to be able to play.
Okay, in the aisle, in the middle here.
Hey guys, Matt Hawesworth, West Virginia Illustrated. Gary, I guess this is a question for both of you guys, but Gary, you know, it's been much discussed that you're the only player on the team that's had experience in this tournament. How much do you relay, you know, your experience to the rest of the guys? And Juwan, how much do you talk to him about, you know, what this tournament's like?
The guys laugh because we talk about every time that this guy, all they know is about winning, or going on a tough play and win games, and being able to win games most of the time. But I mean, me and him been through a lot. We didn't get a lot of wins. So my freshman year, at first I thought I was happy to make it. I had two seniors, Kevin Jones and Chuck Bryan, and they were pissed that we lost the first round. But I was happy that I made it, because it was the biggest accomplishment, because I was just a freshman. Because I thought we were going to make it the next 3 years, but look now, we didn't make it the last 2 years, but we finally made it. But at the same time, it's been a lot. But I try to make sure to tell the guys that this is something that you want to enjoy, but at the same time, you want to take advantage of it, because you don't know when's the next time that you're going to be here.
Okay, in the middle here.
The Charleston Gazette. Just wondering, guys, first both of you, how do you feel? I mean, are you both 100%? Where are you at in that regard? And second, I'm wondering about the run-up to this game. It seems it's been all Buffalo. Everybody's been talking about Buffalo and Hurley, and the president picks Buffalo and all that. I'm wondering, has Coach Huggins challenged you guys, and what's it like in the locker room in that regard?
Gary?
We don't really pay attention to what other people say, because if we would have paid attention to that from the very beginning of the season, we would have not be here right now, because all the expectation from the beginning of the season wasn't positive. So right now we have a small circle. We have our teammates, we have our coaching staff, we have our state. So we don't really care what other people say. But at the same time, it fires up a little bit. But until this day, if it wasn't that good, we would have not made it here so far. So we don't really pay attention to what other people say.
Juwan, would you answer that one?
I honestly, you know, like playing the underdog role. I feel like we've been in this position before, and you know, it kind of keeps us going. You know, when people pick against us, you know, it gives us that extra fuel. And you know, honestly, I don't know how we would play if we were, you know, always favored to win. I think that's a big thing that drives us. You know, everybody on our team, I feel like it's been slighted in some way in their career. I felt like they deserve more in some way. So, you know, this whole season's just been about proving people wrong, and I think we've done a good job up until now, and I think we will keep doing a good job of that. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. You know, if I wasn't feeling good, I wouldn't be playing.
Okay, in the second row, right here on the right.
Michael Carvelli from Blue Gold News. This is for both of you guys. What's the biggest difference in the personality of this team from this year compared to the last 2 years when you guys weren't able to get to the NCAA tournament, weren't able to get over the hump here?
Personality of the team. I think last year as a team we were kind of divided, you know, kind of had different little groups that hung out. But, you know, from day one with this team, you know, everybody's been together. We've done team events, you know, we've been together a lot. Everybody hangs out, you know, everybody gets along with everybody. And, you know, sometimes it's to a fault. You know, we're in practice talking too much or laughing too much, and we get in trouble by our coaches. But, you know, ultimately that's what brings us together as a team, and that's been a big part of how we, you know, been able to come so far.
Okay, we continue on the right side here.
Greg Madid, WVSports.com. Just for both of you guys, I was wondering, when you guys were out, did you see anything in your teammates' games that you didn't know was there, that kind of you saw from afar, having just watched it, you know?
Juwan?
Yeah, definitely seen a lot, especially from our freshmen with Dax and Javon. You know, they stepped up big time. in the games that we weren't playing because they had to, handle the ball most of the time. And it definitely showed that they could score a lot and that they're mature freshmen. They're not your everyday freshmen. And that's something that's going to be big for us if we want to make a run in this tournament. So, it was good to kind of see all the pieces come together, without me and Gary, so that, when we're back in the lineup and back playing, that everything come together and we can make a special run.
Gary, would you answer that one?
I agree with what he said. I mean, you couldn't ask for any freshmen so far that we have. So, they'll be doing an amazing job. And I feel like the coaches and ourselves be helping them a lot because we know that at some point of the season, something like that could happen, and it did happen. So they handled it way good.
Okay, we have about 5 minutes left. Here's a question in the middle.
Gary, you were saying on Selection Sunday that it was special because earlier in the season, a lot of the guys on the team were able to go back to Puerto Rico with you and see where you're from and all that. Now back in Ohio, where a lot of these guys are from, how cool is that to be around, this part of the state and to see the looks on these guys' faces when they're back home?
To be honest with you, I feel more happy for him because he's a senior. He never been in an NCAA tournament, and for him to go back now to his hometown and play his first game at NCAA here in front of his family, his friends, and everybody is very special. When you're a senior, you wanna go out with all the great memories that you could possibly get. And I have mine in Puerto Rico. Now he's gonna have his in his hometown. So I feel very happy that we're here. Now we gotta do the same thing that we did in Puerto Rico, do it over here.
Juwan, would you respond to that one?
It's just like he said, it's a special feeling. I saw how happy Gary was in Puerto Rico. Family, people that haven't got to see you play since you were, a little kid, and now at the end of your career, end of your collegiate career, they get to see you again. So, that's the biggest feeling. I have a lot of people. My grandmother, she doesn't really travel at all, but she's gonna be, here to watch me play, and that's something that's special to me. So, just want to take advantage of it.